Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. I'm sure you are all set for Snap test too, and uh, many of you must have already appeared on Snap one, and some of you might be there who might not have written Snap one and would be going to appear for Snap two for the very first time. Like you might not have applied to Snap one. So in Snap, what happens is typically they keep altering the difficulty level of the sections. So my call could be that this time reasoning could be difficult. Like last year, it happened that in slot one, right? In slot one, QA was on the higher side, reasoning was easy, right? In slot two, what happened was QA was easy, and it became way too easy, and reasoning was a bit difficult. Okay, so we are going to have a session today on reasoning marathon. Okay, it will cover the kind of questions that you can expect in Snap, covering the different topics that are asked in Snap. Okay, if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You will find relevant content for all MBA examinations on this, also for the upcoming MBA examinations. If you're preparing for them, this channel will immensely help you for it. And in case you are looking for Snap mock test, you have run out of mocks elsewhere, okay, you can purchase our mocks, and we are offering 20 mocks for Snap, and we have updated the mocks 7 and 9 based on Snap 1, and you will find mixed variety of questions in our Snap mocks. All right, so let's start the session. So please do like the stream if you enjoy it. So let's start with a question on critical reasoning. And as you saw in the first test also, critical reasoning will constitute of a significant portion. Like out of 25, at least 7, 8 out of 25 will be critical reasoning questions. And it is on the easy side. काफी इजी होता है बेसिक आपको critical reasoning पता होना चाहिए what is and some common sense also you need to apply. Okay, so don't be rigid in certain things. There will be certain things that uh, need to be used using common intelligence as well. So, statement says in light of the increasing prevalence of remote work, should healthcare institutions offer more flexible work from home policies? And we are given two arguments. You need to tell that which of the following arguments is strong. Keep this thing in mind whenever you have a question based on strong or weak argument. Okay. So the first thing that you should uh, like see in this is what is, do not just focus on yes or no, right? So it could be yes, it could be no also, but that is not relevant. What is relevant is the reason is important. Okay, so you need to see what is the reason. If the reason is important, I mean yes or no, I mean, sometimes like a statement can have yes also as the answer, no also as the answer. So you need to focus on the reason. So first is remote work has. So we are saying that uh, increasing remote work. Okay, increasing remote work. Healthcare institutions should they also offer work from home policies. Okay. Now first says remote work has been proven to increase productivity and employee satisfaction in many sectors. Now if it has improved the employee satisfaction in many sectors, see there's a difference between many and all, right? So see, it might be possible that it has improved the satisfaction in many sectors, but not necessarily it will improve in all, right? Let's say some strategy works in many places may not work in all places, right? So it is like it has worked in many sectors, but not necessary that it will work in this sector also. So we cannot say that it is strong. Okay, it is moderate. I mean, it may be considered as a moderate, it may not be called as a weak also, but definitely not strong, because if it is working in other sectors does not mean that it will work here also. Okay. Second says healthcare requires in-person presence of for most roles. Now it relates, like it says no, and if healthcare requires in-person presence, then definitely they should not go for work from home, right? So the second argument is strong. One is not strong, but second is strong because it is giving a reason that why it is not possible, because you have to be you have to be present in most of these roles in person, so it will not work. Okay, so this is a question on binary logic, a tough one, includes mathematical reasoning as well. Let's see how many of you are able to get this answer. ठीक है, थोड़ा टफ साइड में, वैसे इतना टफ नहीं आता है. दे जनरली आस्क कि like who is the liar, who is the truth teller, etc. But let's see that how many of you can get this one. Some basic of some equations you will have to make. So there are four students, W, X, Y, Z. They took an exam and scored a whole number of marks. What is whole number? Whole numbers means 0, 1, 2, 3. These are whole numbers. There are five teachers, A, B, C, D. E. They made following statements about their marks. So they say exactly three students together scored 60 marks. Exactly three students together scored 50 marks. Okay, exactly three students together scored 40, 30, and 20. So we need to tell that who among them is lying. So it requires mathematics as well. I mean, mathematics in the sense you will require linear equations to solve this question. Okay, so if you are able to answer who is lying, also comment that what will be the total marks of these four people, because they are talking about total of three people. And they are saying that total of three people is given to us. No, just not just lots of hits and trial. It is about, like, if you know the concepts, like mathematical concepts, then obviously hit and trial would be reduced. Okay, so if you are able to not able to do it, just comment like difficult or something, so that I can straight away proceed. Should I start solving it? See, the thing is, like, these kind of questions, that is the key learning for Snap. Okay, Snap में सक्सेस का यही रीजन है, लाइक इफ यू आर एबल टू स्किप सच क्वेश्चंस, एग्जाम में जैसे ही आया ऐसा क्वेश्चन छोड़ देना, बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी लेंदी वन, राइट? Similarly, what happened in first slot was same thing happened in quant. There were some questions, I mean, you had to leave as soon as you saw them. Like, for example, when it said that find the sum of this series, right? So you know that it is calculation intensive. There were definitely some doable questions also. Okay. All right. So let us look at this thing. So these people are talking about three students, three students, three students, three students, right? So let us say that is talking about WXY. Okay. One of them will talk about WXZ. Okay. So in this, Y is missing, Z is missing, Y is missing. Another one will talk about WYZ, and fourth person will talk about XYZ. Here it is not important who is W, who is XYZ. That is not, that cannot be determined who is W, who is, right. So let us say that these four are telling the truth. Okay, let's take these or let's take these four values, and let us assume that A is lying. Okay, suppose A is lying. That is our assumption. Okay, this is our assumption, not the right answer. So when we add these four values, what do we get? 50, 40. Remember, A, it is not necessary that A is lying. We are taking only four statements. So what do we get as the total? W comes three times, X comes three times, Y comes 3 times and Z also comes 3 times. So 3 times of W plus X plus Y plus Z. What is the total coming? 140, isn't it? The total is coming as 140. Right? So what do you get? WX plus YZ is equal to 140 upon 3. Is it possible? Is it possible to get 140 upon 3? Okay. So this is not possible, right? So that means A is not lying because total is coming as 140 upon 3, which is non-integer. So total should come integer, right? So A is not lying. ठीक है. अब सबके सारी इक्वेशन बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let's think that if we take B here, ठीक है, suppose we say that B is lying, so it will become 60. Like if we take B here, so the value will become 150 by 3. So if you take B as the liar, so total will be 150 by 3, which is 50, which is possible. Okay, which is possible. Now if you take 40, right, and if you take C, now we are considering C. When we consider C, we have to remove 40, and instead of 40 we will put 50. So in case of C, it is 160 by 3. So C will also not be liar. Okay, when you take D, instead of 30, we have to remove 30, we will bring 40 here. So this becomes 170 by 3, which is also not possible, right? And when we take E, in case of E, suppose we take E as the liar, so we have the total as 180. Okay, and in case of E, it is coming as 60, right? So one out of D or B or E is the liar. Okay, now I mean it's again a difficult question after this also, because A is not there, but B and E, right? Now if we say that B is the liar, suppose we say that B is the liar, so what is B saying? If we are saying that B is saying that B is saying, like if we say B is the liar, then what is the total marks? Total is coming as 50, right? Total marks of 4 student is 50. But in that case, if B is lying, so all of them will be telling truth. If B is telling lie, all of them will be telling truth. Now, as per A, the total is 60 of 3 people. See, these people are giving total of 3 students. Now, how is it possible that 4 students का total 50 आ रहा है, 3 का 60 आ रहा है? It's not possible, right? Because 3 people total is greater than 4 people total. Is it possible? We are given that they have to score whole number of marks. Negative marks nahi aa rahe kisi ke. Okay, so this case is not possible. So that means E would be the liar. Okay, so E is the liar, and these 4 people are telling the truth. Okay, you can calculate total marks also of 4 students. So the total marks of these 4 people are 60. Okay, so E is the liar. So definitely, if something lengthy comes up in the examination, that is supposed to be skipped. Okay, meaningful sequence. This time in first slot they did not ask, but typically there has been a question on these kind of things, right? Like meaningful sequence, or last year there was alphabetical sequence, okay, or chronological sequence. These kind of questions are at times asked. So it's an easy one. Meaningful order. So last is obviously conclusion, which is given in all things. So if you see, first is research or experiment. So do you do research inside an experiment, or like if you're conducting a research, you do an experiment? Obviously, you will do some research, but let us say if you're doing any of the things, first you do the research, right? So you start with the research. Okay, so you can rule out these two possibilities. Now, if you look at these two options, it is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 3, 2. So when you start a research, first of all, you define hypothesis. What is hypothesis? Is you take some assumption, right? You define certain thing that this is going to be true, and then you conduct the experiment to prove that hypothesis true or false. So hypothesis is some assumption. आपने research की, फिर आपने कहा कि ठीक है मेरा ये hypothesis है, I will collect data and I mean experiment. Then you define the hypothesis, and then you conduct an experiment, and in that experiment you collect data, analyze the data, and then come to a conclusion. So that is the proper order. A clock loses 2 seconds every 10 minutes. If the clock is set correctly at 9 a.m. on Sunday, what will be the time shown on the clock when the actual time is 5 p.m. on Wednesday? Don't go with any expectations for the examination. Go with an unbiased mindset. Okay, try to pick the easy questions. See, in first slot, if someone was smart enough to pick the right set of questions, could have scored decently. Like quant में भी अगर आप selective करते, तो one could have scored well. It was not that quant was impossible. Quant was tough, no doubt, but it was about solving appropriate questions. So same for tomorrow. Like don't go with anything in mindset that it will be easier, difficult, whatever it is. Just try to give your best. That's the worst part about Snap is they do not maintain the same difficulty level. It will change. I mean, either it will go up or may reduce. Okay, so let's see this thing. Like, are you getting the answer? What is the answer? ये तो कर सकते हो. This is like an easy question, I assume. If you have covered clocks and calendars, clocks, the topic of clocks. So you can take as many mocks as you can. I mean, can't comment that which ones should be taken, right? Different mocks have different variety of questions. Okay, some of you are commenting D. Okay, if D, what is the answer then? Like, if none of these is the answer, what will be the time? So, one thing I'm sure that after watching my lessons and attempting the first examination, one thing you might have noticed कि snap में none of these answer आता है, ठीक है? So, at times you will get none of these as the answer. Do not panic. And there are several questions that have none of these as options. Okay, I feel that those are it can be both like becoming lazy, creating only three questions per question, or it could be a psychological trap also. Okay, so 444. All right, so let's see this. Simple 2 seconds every 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, it loses 2 seconds. Okay, so in 1 hour, that is into 6 times, it will lose 12 seconds. Okay, now into 5, if we do, in 5 hours, it will lose 1 minute. 5 hour में it loses 1 minute. 9 a.m. on Sunday, 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay. I mean, it should be the same. Assume we'll have to assume that it is the same Wednesday. Okay. Okay. So it is 5 hours, it is losing 1 minute. So 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So 9 to 9, 3 days is 72 hours. Okay. And on Wednesday, 9 to 5 is 8 more hours. So total 80 hours. So in 80 hours, that is 16 times, it will lose 16 minutes. Right. The time on this clock is it is 5 p.m. So it will be 16 minutes behind. That will be 4:44 p.m. Okay, so the time will be 4:44 p.m. Okay, so that is the right answer. Okay, so let's see the next question. Find the missing term in this series. This time, which I noticed that in the first slot, the series based questions, all these were very simple questions. Okay? But it might happen that in second slot, like historically, if I talk about not this year's, last year also in slot 2, there were some decent questions. And before that, like till Snap 2022, right? There used to be very absurd series questions. जिसके logic ही figure out नहीं हो पाते. Okay, so this time, if you appeared on Snap one, you must have realized कि बहुत सारे सीधे सीधे थे, straightforward. Easy reasoning was easy. Otherwise, there are some trap questions in Snap. That is, Snap is notorious for those. Like even if you sit afterwards, you may not be able to determine the logic of those questions. I mean, what is happening in those. So find the next term in this series. This is an interesting and easy also. And how will we figure out the next term? Okay, so let's see this thing. It's the interesting part of the series. Okay, so one thing that you might have noticed, these are square numbers, isn't it? These are square numbers. And what are these? These are prime numbers. Like one thing you could have thought of is like 13, 17, then 23. एक आप ये भी ले सकते हो 4, 6, 8. ठीक है, कुछ लोग ऐसे भी सोच सकते हैं, कुछ लोग प्राइम नंबर्स के पर्सपेक्टिव से भी सोच सकते हैं. सो लेट अस सी दैट व्हाट हैपेंस इन बोथ ऑफ दीज केसेस. लाइक इफ यू थिंक लाइक 2, 4, 6, 8, or if you think like prime numbers, okay, what will happen in that case? Like, do we get the right answer? See, there is no none of these in this. Okay, so the next prime is uh acha, I missed one prime number. Sorry, question is wrong. I mean, there is a mistake in this question. 19 should also have been uh, in this. Okay, so ideally question is wrong here. Okay, question wrong here. But I'll tell you the logic. Okay, so I made this question. Maybe I skipped 19 accidentally. Okay, 19 should have been present. Now I'll tell you the logic. Uh, Suppose 19 has to be one of the elements. Okay, so for that reason it is wrong. Now, what is the logic for the square number? Okay, so this is 13 के बाद आ रहा है आपका 3 square, 17 के बाद 7 square, this is 6 square. Okay, so I took the logic wrong, my bad. That 19 should be present after, like it should be, the series should be 39, 17, 49. Okay, then 19, the number I'll tell you which will come 23, 36, and then this would be 29, and then I'll tell you the number for it. Okay, so basically, yeah, so mistake here, right? Apologies for that. So the product of the digits, like 1 into 3 is 3, 1 into 7 is 7, 2 into 3 is 6, So 29, it will be 18 square, and that will be 324. So the two numbers are missing here. It would have been 81. So 1981 will come in between. Okay, so this will be the right series. Okay, so this will be the actual series. Skip that number. Okay, all right. So let's see the next question. Showing a photograph of Samir to his wife Vidya, Vikram said, "My father was the brother of Samir's grandfather. How is Vidya's only daughter Nikita related to Samir?" Now, this question I have deliberately put last year in our mocks. Also, we have some questions like this, second cousin, third cousin kind of things, right? If you have taken our mocks, you must have noticed those questions. Okay, last year there was a question on these. Okay, last year जो slot 2 था उसमें question था, I remember. Second cousin, third cousin वाले concept पे. ठीक है, last year second slot reasoning was difficult, so I could vouch that they might increase the uh, difficulty level this time. Because in the admit card they say na कि they have of mixed difficulty level, something like that they mention, blah blah blah, there is no normalization. So English, the pattern is same, so they don't change that. I mean, it's subjective thing, right? English, if you know the vocab and things, it's knowledge based, right? Application based things, they try to make reasoning difficult in one, and as a result quant becomes easy and people score heavily. Because quant tough kar doge, people start crying. Because quant takes time to attempt. Now, this is something which is interesting. See, some people ask which option should we mark. Remember that the options are assorted. ठीक है, कभी भी आपने notice किया none of these not necessary fourth option होता है, बीच में भी आ सकता है. None of these can be your first option also, second option, third option, fourth option. Okay, so the options are shuffled, so it is very random. I mean, it is not necessary that like you mark the central option. Okay, some people suggest कि B कर दो या C कर दो तो ज़्यादा chances है. Nothing like that. Options are suffered. Okay, so now no such strategies no longer work. So do you know what is first cousin, second cousin? Okay, first cousin, they do not use the word first cousin. It is simply written as cousin, right? So let's understand this. Let us understand this family tree. It says there is a person of Samir, right? The person to his wife Vidya, Vikram said. So this is Vikram. Vikram is married to Vidya, right? Vikram says, my father, so Vikram's father was the brother of Samir's grandfather. Okay, so this is grandfather of whom? Samir. So Samir is this person, right? So there is some person over here, like maybe, I mean, grandfather again could be maternal, paternal, anything, right? So this is Samir. Now the question is asking, how is Vidya's only daughter Nikita? So they have a daughter Nikita. How is she related to Samir? So what is the relation between Nikita and Samir? Okay. Now see this thing. Ki what is first cousin, second cousin? This concept, right? So if you have same grandparent, okay, then you are first cousins or simply cousins. ये जो हम cousins बोलते हैं or first cousin, that is if you have same grandparent. Okay, so let's say like your cousins are whom? Like your maternal uncles or paternal uncles children. ठीक है, चाचा के बच्चे, बुआ के बच्चे और मामा के बच्चे. So all these are your cousins, right? Cousins, why? Because you have the same grandparents, right? Either your grandfather, like your dada and nana, maternal side are same or paternal side are same, right? So when you have same grandparents, that is called first cousin or simply cousin, right? Now, last year there was a question on second cousin concept. Now, what is second cousin is like, see, they have grandfather and these people are brothers. So there will be some father of this, let us say X. So Vikram and this person, whatever is, let us say person Y, Vikram and Y are cousins. So these are cousins. Okay? And one generation below, they will be second cousin. So these people will be second cousins. Okay. So that is like if you have same grandparent, then first cousin. If you have same great grandparents, or you can also show that like if there are two cousins, their children are second cousins amongst themselves, or uh, like we can also say that same grandparents or great grandparents or their grandparents are siblings, right? So that is called second cousin. Now if इनके भी कोई child होंगे, let us say that is P and Q, so P and Q will be third cousins. Okay, so maybe this topic might be asked because last year in one of the questions, one of the slots of Snap, I guess second slot, there was a question based on this first cousin, second cousin concept. Okay, so many people do not know what is second cousin. So after this, definitely you would know what is first cousin. I mean, we simply call it cousin, right? If you call cousin, that means it is first cousin. If there is another generation below it, cousins, that is called second cousin. Okay, so cousins ke children are second cousins among themselves, and second cousins have same great grandparents. So this is the great grandparent X is same for Nikita and Samir, so they are second cousins. Okay, so new information for a lot of you. Studies have shown that people who eat a diet rich in fruits and vegetables have a lower risk of developing chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. These individuals also report feeling healthier and more energetic. Which of the following can be assumed from the given statement? So you can rewatch this video, I mean, or the recording will be available to understand it again. So studies have shown this thing that people who eat a diet rich in fruits and vegetables have a lower risk of developing chronic diseases. So we need to tell which of the following can be assumed from this. A and D both have extreme words in them. Eating fruits and vegetables guarantees immunity against chronic diseases. No, it does not guarantee, right? It is saying that they have, like, it is not guaranteeing. Okay, again, it's an extreme thing. It is saying guarantees. No, guarantee is not there, right? They have lower, people who eat have a lower risk of developing chronic diseases. Okay, these individuals also report feeling healthier and more energetic. So it is not guaranteeing though. Okay. Second says in some people heart disease and diabetes are not present from birth. Okay. Now, third says people who eat fast food will develop chronic diseases. Now, it is out of scope, right? We are talking about eating healthy foods. That does not mean that people who eat fast food will develop these diseases. Okay, that is the common trap in these because we think कि अच्छा healthy खाने से ठीक होता है, so non healthy से खराब हो जाएगा. I mean, we can't assume the reverse. Okay, we cannot take the reverse of it, right? So that is wrong. Eating fruits and vegetables is the only way to stay healthy. No, there could be other ways also. Okay, so these are extremes. Now understand this thing. Point B, many of you must be debating between A and B. B says in some people, see assumption direct नहीं दिया होगा ना, heart disease and diabetes are not present from birth. अब कैसे assume करा है? See this thing, it says developing chronic diseases, lower risk of developing chronic diseases. Like they are developing chronic diseases. That means they are not from birth, they do not have the disease. They will develop it later, right? So some people, heart diseases are not present from birth. There are some people in these people, heart diseases and diabetes are not present from birth. They develop it, right? And in these people, eating fruits can help reduce that risk. Okay, so that is an assumption. Okay, so it is an assumption. See, why did we reject these? These two are extremes. Okay, this is out of scope. So this you have to put some thought that if heart diseases are not present from birth, that means that they are developing it. I mean, they have written that people lower risk of developing. Developing means what? Right? पहले से नहीं है ना, बाद में आके develop हो रहे हैं. So that is an assumption here. Okay. All right. So in generally critical reasoning, try to avoid the extremes. Not always, but focus on the words. Okay. All right. Let's see this one. So, like for example, in Snap one also there was one. Uh, what was that statement called? Dogs are not allowed, or something like that, right? So that means that there are some people who bring dogs to that park or something like that was there. So that is an assumption. So there is an assumption that a problem is there, right? People do not have, some people from birth do not have these diseases. So they develop it at a later stage, and the statement talks about that the fruits, eating fruits reduces that risk of development. If DE is equal to 25, HI is equal to 17, and LE is equal to 65, what will be the code for NA? Okay, yeah. So that was thing, right? Like dogs are not allowed. So that means some people are bringing dogs, right? So same here, like likewise, you have an assumption that some people do not have these diseases. These people are developing the disease in the future. Okay, so anyone this particular question, DE is equal to 25, HI is equal to 17, LE 65. थोड़ा सा tricky है. I mean, write like this D and E. D. So none of these safe options. There could be some weird questions also. I mean, definitely there will be some weird questions like uh, in Snap slot one also. I remember there was one question. I didn't understand that coding. That different kinds of arms and ammunitions were given. Like this means bullet. This means uh, I mean some weird logic was given. So there will be some questions like that, and probably if they try to level up reasoning, then there could be more such questions of that kind. So 4, 5, 25, 8, 9, 17, 12, 5, 65. Now, one thing that you might be thinking of is like 8 plus 9, but it does not, plus does not work, right? If you think of multiplying, 8 into 9 is a big number. Okay, so there could be any logic, right? So similarly, you will say that none of these is the answer. There has to be some logic. Maybe you cannot figure out during that time, and then it's for sure that some logic would be there. Now, similarly, in this question, there is some logic which is tough to guess. So, what is 4 into 5? 20, 8 into 9, 72, and 60. Okay, product of the digits. Okay, so the answer is 127. Okay, no, that was not wrong. Thing was correct. Just that some weird logic. Okay, now it will happen that there will be some questions with weird logics for sure in the examination. Okay, all right, let's see the next question then. Choose the ordered pair with the first statement implies the second. So someone had asked this in our group today. And you can join our Telegram group also. Like there are some lot of active people over there. They help each other solve questions. So someone had asked this question. I did not know that if someone answered this question or not. Uh, if you happen to have seen this on our Telegram group, किसी ने आज सुबह पूछा था. I was just working on something. So I came across this question, thought of replying to it, but then I thought ki like I'll take this kind of a question. Choose the ordered pair where the first statement implies the second. So first statement से second निकल के आना चाहिए. Okay. So it says that Aditya will buy a phone only if it is from Samsung. Now Aditya will buy a phone. It is from Samsung. Only then he will buy it, right? Now what will you get from this is if there is like he has to buy a phone, so he will buy only if it is Samsung. Now, out of Samsung, it can be anything X, Y, Z, anything, right? So, if he is not buying a phone, right, means that is like maybe from Samsung, may not be from Samsung. Okay, if there is a so there can be different from Samsung. Now, which one will he buy? We do not know. Okay. Now, let us make that pair. So, first says BD. BD says आदित्य did not buy a phone. The phone was from Apple. ठीक है तो एक बार इसमें ऑप्शन बाय ऑप्शन बनाना होता है ठीक है सो आदित्य did not buy a phone. The phone was from Apple. So that is the implication. So it is not necessary it is from Apple. It could be from any other brand, right? So not necessary true. It can be from any other brand, not necessary from Apple. He did not buy, so it means Samsung is not there. It can be any other phone, right? So that is wrong. Now second says that Aditya the phone was from Samsung and Aditya did not buy a phone, right? Now you might say that this is wrong. It may be true, it may be not be true. Suppose there is Samsung Y phone and Aditya did not buy. Maybe Aditya bought Samsung X or Samsung Z or anything, right? So this is also not true. Third says AD. Aditya bought a phone. The phone was from Apple. So definitely that is false. Okay, he bought a phone, so that cannot be from Apple. Now last says the phone was from Apple. Aditya did not buy a phone. So there was an Apple phone. So definitely we can conclude that Aditya will not buy this phone. Okay, so that is our answer. Okay, so you go option by option. So when it says that he buys only Samsung phone, that does not mean he will buy all the inventory of Samsung, right? He will buy only one of the phones. So if he does not buy a phone, that does not mean that it cannot be from Samsung. It can be a Samsung phone also that he did not buy. Okay. All right. So I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. And if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel as well. Let's proceed to the next question. It says BGT Industries, a leading manufacturer of electronic gadgets, has been facing significant delays in product delivery over the past few months. Customers who once praised the company for its timely and efficient service are now voicing their frustrations. The management team at BGT is now under pressure to find a solution that can restore their reputation and improve delivery efficiency before they lose more customers. Okay, so there are four courses of action, uh, and you need to tell that which of the following courses of actions follows. So in the examination also we had similar. There were four courses of action, and you had to find that combination that would follow. So how many of you know what BGT is? I mean, there's a hypothetical name here. It is not any name of any company. May or may not be. I just put randomly BGT. BGT. Did any one of you get early today for BGT and not for SNAP preparation? And later realized that it was all rainy at the GABA today. Yeah, it all day got washed out. BKT is a tire company. Okay, so this is the hypothetical name of a company. All right, now let's focus on the question. See, first says that reduce the number of products manufactured to meet current demand, right? So, see, course of action should relate to the problem. What is the problem? The problem is delay in product delivery, right? There is delay in product delivery. It is not about the demand thing, right? So this is not the proper course of action. ठीक है, डिले हो रहा है, डिमांड ऐसा तो नहीं हो रहा कि प्रोडक्ट कम बन रहा है, डिमांड डिले इज द इश्यू, राइट? Okay. Apologize to customer and offer compensation. Yes, that's a good thing to do. Like if it's a delay, so generally you apologize, right? Apology. You can give compensation. Okay. So if there was an option, see, offer compensation, that depends, right? It is not mentioned any amount. Right? It could be some small compensation or discount in the future, right? So compensation could be of any sort. So yes, possible close of action. Sometimes it could be like it is not a feasible one, but it may be. I mean, I can say that they have not explicitly mentioned how much compensation. Okay, so it is plausible. Conduct a thorough analysis to identify bottlenecks in the production process. Right? Yes. So if you do some analysis, definitely you will come out with the solution. Okay. So that looks fine. Last one says raise the prices of the products. Negative thing, right? So that's, I mean, already customers are frustrated. So only second and third will follow. One will not follow because it is not related to problem. So some might have thought of option B also, but first is not related to the problem. Okay, the problem is in the delivery, not in the demand. Okay, next question. This is a syllogism. So all fruits contain seeds. Some fruits are apples. No apples are oranges. Okay, so we need to tell that which are the conclusions from these three statements. Okay, so there was that not exactly this, but that was similar kind of uh, thing present, right? So first says all fruits contain seeds. Okay, so we have fruits, right? So if there is a fruit, it will have seeds also. Okay, so all of them will have seeds, but it does not mean that seeds cannot be outside, right? Seeds can be outside also. Second says some fruits are apples. So this is apples. and no apples are oranges. So oranges is a separate entity, but it does not mean that fruits cannot be oranges. So we can have this also as a possibility. So we have several other possibilities. This is the basic Venn diagram that we have, right? Now it says that conclusion is some fruits are not oranges. Okay, so will this conclusion hold true? See, if we say that some fruits are apples, right? So these fruits cannot be oranges because oranges and apples cannot overlap with each other, right? There is no overlap between them. So this part is definitely cannot be orange. So that is true. All oranges contain seeds, right? Now some of you might be tempted to think like इसमें syllogism में आपको knowledge नहीं लगानी होती. We are not given that oranges are fruits. We are not given oranges are fruits, so we cannot say that all oranges contain seeds. If it was given orange all oranges are fruits, then definitely they would have contained seeds. Seeds are present only in fruits. So, as we discussed previously, also, seeds not necessarily are present in fruits, they can be outside also, right? There are some other entities also which can have seeds. So, only one follows in this case. Okay, all right, so let's see the next one. So, this is an arrangement. There are six people, they are born in different months from July to December. We need to tell that in which month was Z born out of these people. So the months are July to December, and there are six people, right? One, two, three, four, five, six. So someone will be born in July, August, September, October, November, and December. So 6 months, six people in six consecutive months. Okay, X was born in November, so it is belonging to X. Then A was born immediately after W, can be any of the 2 months. Only one person between V and X. So this is X. So one person and this will be V. Then A was born immediately after W. So we have to put W and A. So only possibility is W and A. Right. Y was not born in October. So Y is born in December and the remaining person Z will be born in October. Okay. All right. Let's see the next question. If the 1st of March in a certain year is a Sunday, what will be the day on the 15th of June of the same year? So 1st March को Sunday, 15th June को कौन सा डे होगा? There should have been one option cannot be determined. Some people would mark that as the answer. Okay, so a lot of you have answered. Let's see the thing. 1st March is there, right? Now, see, it does not matter which year it is because, like, even if it is a leap year, like the leap day comes in, the extra day comes in the month of February. So it does not matter. So 1st of March is given. So in March, 30 days are left. That means two odd days, right? In April, there will be two odd days because total 30 days are there. In May, there are three odd days. In June, we have to go till 15, right? So that means one odd day. So total, we have to go 8 days, right? 8 days means one odd day. So add one to Sunday, that will be a Monday. Okay. So I guess clocks and calendars के concepts अपने कर लेंगे because you see 3 to 4 questions from that topic, like two from each. So do cover those well. A renowned sports university is facing a decline in student enrollment due to outdated facilities, limited scholarship opportunities, and increasing competition from other universities. The university's reputation is slowly fading, making it harder to attract top athletes and students. To revitalize the university, significant improvements are needed in infra, faculty, and student support. How can the university effectively enhance its appeal and ensure long term success in the face of these challenges? So, critical reasoning, like, is typically on the easy side. Yeah, थोड़ा सा passages बड़े हो सकते हैं, but the questions are easy. So if you are quick at reading things, please do attempt them. Because in Snap and also I realized all were easily doable questions. तो आपको पढ़ना है, ठीक है? मतलब बड़ा पैसेज देख के छोड़ना नहीं है. That's why reading speed matters. Encourage students and enroll in student universities with better sports facilities. So that means you are sending people to other universities, right? That is not the right way to do. Invest in modern facilities, attract experienced coaches, and offer more scholarship to increase student enrollment. Okay, could be a good option, right? Scholarship could be like maybe like it could be fun. See, sometimes there could be financial strain also, but let's see other things. Modern facilities are good, experienced coaches, right? So, what are the issues? Outdated facilities, limited scholarship opportunities. Okay, so more scholarship will be a positive here only. Okay, because it is the problem is limited scholarship, right? So that is the case. Focus on marketing the university, addressing the underlying issues and infrastructure and student support. Now, if you just market thing, right? If you just tell that these are the issues and all, like if you talk about this, you're not improving things, right? So that is not a fine thing. Continue with existing. So passive तो हमें करना ही नहीं होता है. Okay, so we need to do something, a positive action that is going to improve the situation. Okay, 8 people are sitting around a circular table facing outside. M is sitting third to the right of J. There are 3 people between M and P. So try to solve this puzzle. So make the arrangement of these 8 people and answer the question. Do you want a similar revision session for quant as well? If yes, then please like the video. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, like a lot of people would tell you कि outside ये तो outside करके बनाना है, ठीक है? It does not matter. ठीक है? I don't know if anyone ever told you this thing कि देखो अगर किसी को outside बनाने में दिक्कत होती है, ठीक है? Always remember that you can always make it inside also. ठीक है? तो I will do that way because you must have solved putting outside, right? So I will put all of them facing inside and will get the same answer. ठीक है, क्योंकि आपको कोई रीजनिंग मतलब वही है कि जो रूल्स हैं वो बनाते हैं, लाइक लॉजिक के साथ नहीं पढ़ाते, राइट? सी लेफ्ट एंड राइट विल नॉट चेंज only if people are facing both directions, some facing out, some facing in. Similarly, linear में भी याद रखना, if they have given facing south, you can take facing north, because that is how our brains are conditioned. We process that thing faster, right? So always remember, if they have given you something inside or outside, like you can take inside. If you feel comfortable taking inside, take inside. Okay, only if people are facing both sides, then you take that way. Okay, so we will solve it like that. Okay, and see that the answer remains the same. Okay, so you must have solved using outside. Let me solve using inside. So now you will realize ki क्या कहते हैं, it is the same thing. So we are given that M is sitting third to the right of J. Okay, so if this is J, 1, 2, 3, this will be M. Okay, there are three people between M and P. Acha, so now again this thing I can directly put is, if there are 8 people, ठीक है, 8 people, 8 का हाफ कितना होता है 4, ठीक है. If there are 2n people, आपको सोचना ही नहीं है कि 3 people कौन सी साइड से लेना, लेफ्ट से राइट से लेना. If there are 2n people, that means nth person is opposite, right? Or n minus 1 in between means opposite. यहाँ पे 8 people है, 3 people in between means opposite, so this will be P. Okay, so if you know these basics of arrangement, which probably I don't know if you know it now, if you did not know, maybe you will know from now on. Okay, then between M and P, M is not an immediate neighbor of Q, could be anything. K is sitting opposite to L, right? Now K and L can have multiple positions. P is sitting second to the left of T, so we will get T here. Okay, P and T will be here. Then K is sitting opposite L, so these two people will be KL, right? And L and T are not immediate neighbors, so this cannot be L. This will be K and this will be L, right? And what else is left? M is not an immediate neighbor of Q, so this is Q, right? This will be some person unknown, not to worry about it, right? Some people say कि question गलत था, आदमी का नाम नहीं. It does not matter, right? It is not asking about this person. So the question is, what is the position of Q with respect to K? So this is K. Then you have first, second, and third person to the right hand side. So third to the right. Okay. So we made facing inside. We got the same answer. Now अब कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि नहीं नहीं, क्वेश्चन में फेसिंग इनसाइड लिखा है, आपने फेसिंग आउटसाइड लिखा है, आपने इनसाइड कैसे करा दिया? वो भी कर लेते हैं. You will get the same exact same arrangement. Okay. So M is sitting third to the right of J. So put J anywhere. Okay. So in this case, third to the right, this will be M. M opposite is P, right? P is second to the left of T. Okay, so this will be T in this case, right? And then we have K and L will be these two, and L and T not neighbors. So L and T are not neighbors. This will be K, this will be L, and M is not neighbor of Q. This will be Q. And if you compare Q with respect to K, here K is here, this is the right side, and first, second, and third to the right. Again, we get the same answer. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. If they have given facing inside or facing outside, you can make either. Okay, you will get the same answer. Okay, I guess nobody else must have told you this thing, or maybe if someone told you, that must have been a great reasoning teacher. Okay, because knowing the nuances of reasoning. Okay, and this thing also, like if there are two n people, and if you have some statement like this, directly put opposite. Okay, instead of counting the third left से count करो कि right से count करो. Okay, so anyways, your answer would be third to the right. Okay, so here's another question on critical reasoning. It says that Aristotle's philosophy on ethics emphasizes that virtue lies in the balance between deficiency and excess, a concept known as the golden mean. This idea led to a shift in moral thinking as people began to view ethics not as rigid rules, but as a flexible approach to human behavior. Which of the following can be concluded from the given statement? If you are bored of the class, then you can definitely leave the class. And no one is asking you to watch the entire class. Okay, so no one has compelled, right? And you have not paid also. There is no liability for you to attend the class. You're finding it boring, you are free to leave. Those who will find utility in this class will watch the class. See, I don't know how to entertain people. I just take simple classes, right? To the point, content, and no storytelling and other stuff. So that's why people find my classes boring. But yes, if you want good content, good concept, and techniques to solve questions, definitely you will find unparalleled content. So this says that his philosophy on ethics emphasizes that virtue lies in the balance between deficiency and excess, golden mean. So what is the golden mean? It is between deficiency and excess. Deficiency is less, and excess is more. Okay, so between this, it is golden mean. That is what it says. This idea has led to a shift in moral thinking as people began to view ethics not as a rigid rules but as a flexible approach to human behavior. So people started talking about uh, like ethics. They started uh, focusing on ethics. Ethics should always be approached at rigid rules, right? So it is not saying that it is always again extreme thing, right? And they're saying that people have shifted, right? Now people are earlier people used to think rigid, now they are considering it flexible. So that is wrong. Aristotle's philosophy did not influence moral thinking. ये तो wrong है यहाँ पे लिखा है ना. It led to a shift in moral thinking. So opposite कह रहा है जो statement में दिया है. Okay, Aristotle believed that moral behavior is the same for everyone. Right? We can't say that it is same for everyone. Nowhere given. Okay. The concept of the golden mean involves avoiding extremes. That is given here, right? We can conclude this thing because it is given that there is a balance between these two. So, golden mean means that you have to avoid these extremes and stay in between. You do not have to have deficiency, you do not have to have excess. So, it is in between these two things. Our new workout program is the most effective in the market. 6 out of 10 of our clients have lost weight in the first 4 months of using our program. Therefore, if you want to lose weight quickly, you should enroll in our program. Which of the following weakens the argument above? So it says that they are claiming that their like workout plan is effective. 6 people out of 10 have lost weight, so they have good conversion rate, right? Now, if we see that which of the following will weaken the argument. The program is designed for individuals with a specific body type. Okay, specific body type, which body type not clearly mentioned, right? The program involves a strict diet along with workout regimen. Okay, strict diet. Okay, we know that it is strict diet might be needed, but does is it weakening the argument? Okay, it is not weakening the argument. Okay, it requires strict diet, but that does not, like, if there is strict diet, then how does it weaken the argument? The argument is our program is effective. Right? What is the argument here? First of all, you should understand the argument. Argument is our program, fitness program, is highly effective. Okay, that is why you should join it. Okay. Now the participants in the program were already moderately fit before starting. Okay, if already people were fit, they were moderately fit, तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है ना, they were already fit, you helped them. ठीक है, सो अगर कोई पहले से बहुत अच्छा स्टूडेंट है एंड यू क्लेम दैट उसमें हम हमारी क्लासेस अटेंड की और स्कोर अच्छा आ गया, सो द स्टूडेंट वाज ऑलरेडी फिट, राइट? हाउ डिड यू इम्प्रूव दैट? कि अगर कोई मान लो कोई बहुत अच्छा स्टूडेंट है, ऑलरेडी अच्छा कर रहा था, दे अटेंडेड अ क्लास एंड scored well, right? But if the student was very weak and managed to score average, that is your achievement. That the student was very weak but still showed improvement. So same here, these people were already fit, they were moderately fit, so it is not very effective, right? A program is quite expensive, out of scope. So this is the right one. Okay, so if they were already fit, so that means maybe effective but not with as high that you are portraying to others. Okay, now this would be easy one. So series and sequences, we've put easy questions, except a couple of those. Specific body type, it is not defining which body type. Okay, I mean it could go either way. Specific body type could be, right, like it says specific body type, uh, but that is a more clear, like when you say specific body type, it could go either way. You are not saying that maybe like which body type, right? Good or bad. So it's an ambiguous one. Yes, it could be A also. If it was like between A and C, C is more clear. I hope you got it. Like C is more clearly stating. A ambiguous है, कौन सी बॉडी टाइप? वी हम अपना ज्यादा दिमाग लगा रहे हैं, स्पेसिफिक बॉडी टाइप इज means that like fit people, right? But does it say? It could mean that for fat people also, isn't it? So uh, you you have to remain simple in these questions. Do not overthink in those. Okay, so when it says specific body type, it does not define which body type. So alphabet number series, I mean, there are some people who remember the sequence of these letters, some people do not. And I see them writing, noting them down before the examination starts. Okay. Like this time also, when I was appearing on the first slot, in our center, they gave four rough sheets punched together. So a student was sitting in front of me and he was like writing in the central rough sheet, because if the person had written on the very first, then invigilator would have caught him. So he was secretly writing in a central rough sheet the letters. Okay, so this is like if you know the orders, that is great. So F J O, F is 10. Sorry, F is 6, J is 10, and O is 15. Right. So increase of 4, increase of 5. Then you have U, B, J. So U is 21. Okay. B is 2, or you can say 28 also. And accordingly, J will be 36 plus 7 plus 8. Right. Now we can find like what is the increase. Similarly, S, C, and N. S is 19. Okay. Or C is 3 or 29, and N is 14 or 40. So increase of 9, sorry, 10 and 11. Right. So we can find, like, first, if we know the first term, we can find that uh, second one, right? Like the second and third. But how to find the first one? Is there any connection between O and U? It is increasing by 6. If you see J and S, J is basically 10 or 36, 10 and 19 plus 9, right? So it is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next will be 12. तो यहाँ पे देखते हैं M to A is how much? M is 13, A is basically 27, right? So increase of 14. So then it would be increase of 15. A plus 15 is P, which is 16, right? Then increase of 17, 16 plus 17, 33 or 7. That is M to A is 14, P, sorry, 16 का increase होगा. 16 that is 32, that is F, right? And then increase of 17, so that is 23, which is W. So P, F and W. Okay, so that's how we get the order. Right, so it is increased by like 14, 15, 16, 17, like this. So there are five friends, A, B, C, D, E. They received a bag of candies as a return gift on their friends. There were total number of candies, and each friend received a different number of candies. So you need to tell that how many candies did Isha receive. Okay, so let's see this thing that how many candies does this person receive? Okay, so let's see this thing A, B, C, D. It is given that Arav and Bhavya together received the same number of candies as Charu and Dhruv. Okay, so it is given that A and B same as C and D. So A and B is like if you take 5 and 9, 14, we can have 5 plus 9 and 6 plus 8. One possibility is this. Then it will give E is equal to 10, right? Right? Then another possibility, let us think of is 5 plus 8 is not possible, 13 is not possible. If you take 5 plus 10, that is 15. 6 plus 9 is also 15. Okay, we can have 8. Another possibility is 6, 10, 16 not possible, 18 not possible. So these are the two possibilities. It says Isha did not receive the most candies. So this case gets eliminated. So we have Isha receiving 8 candies. Okay. All right. So that is the answer. Okay. You need not worry about Bhavya and Arav. So you don't have to compare others because we are asked about Isha. Okay, so if you are looking for snap mocks, you can try our snap mocks, and we have a pack of 20 snap mocks. And if you are targeting the third exam, also that will help you in your preparation. Okay, so clock on calendar. Okay, so I mean, one of the favorite topics of Snap. you can expect one or two questions from each of these topics. If the year 2025 starts on a Wednesday, on what day of the week will the year 2041 end? Do let us know. So, like as I told you that we may have, right? So, like if you are subscribed to the channel, you'll get the notification for it. And yeah, do like this video. So 2025 starts with Wednesday, 2041 will end, right? Okay, so first find the 2041 beginning also. So 2025 to 2041, there are 16 years, okay? And how many leap years are there in between? Okay, so we have 28, 32, 36, and 40, right? Plus 4 we will do. See, on odd, like on normal year, we add one day, and uh, there are four, what I would say that, your extra days. So we will have 20 odd days, right? 20 odd days means that 2025, 2041, 20 odd days means 6 odd days, or you can say minus 1 also. Okay, so 2041 1st Jan will be equal to a Tuesday. Okay, now if you have non leap year, in a non leap year, 1 Jan is the same as 31 December. Okay, 2041 is a non leap year, so 31 Jan will also be a Tuesday. Okay, and if it is a leap year, in that case 31 December is equal to 1 Jan plus one more day. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. So the answer is Tuesday. Okay. All right. So let's see the next question. Easy one. Cause and effect. The increased use of smartphones has led to decline in face-to-face social interactions. Rate of loneliness and depression have been rising among young generations. Okay, so loneliness and depression rising. Okay, and why is it happening? Because decline in face-to-face social interaction. So if social interactions are less, right, people are feeling more lonely. So A is the cause and B is its effect. So there are lesser social interactions. People are limited to themselves and they are feeling depressed because of it. Okay, find the values of x and y. Okay, so we need to find this thing, that what will be the value of. So B is not mentioning smartphone, but I mean it talks about that loneliness. Okay, so let's find the values of x and y. X 67 y and 10 and 1320. So you'll have to figure out some pattern. So don't focus on this. Think of 10 and 1320. Okay. So if you divide 1320 by 10, what do we get? 132. Okay. Some neighbors of 10, or like, can you think of some numbers that are giving 132? See things like, isn't it 11 and 12, which makes 132? So can we say 10 into 11 into 12 is 132, right? Now if you see x as 360 and 360, like 345 is 360, sorry, 345 is 60. So can we have x as 3? Yeah, then x as 3, and there are two options. Y, right? So y should be 7 into 8 into 9. So which is 504. Okay, so it has to be three consecutive numbers multiplied. Hence, it becomes 504. Got it? Okay, let's proceed to the next questions. So it's on about GMO, genetically modified organisms. If we reach 200 likes before the end of this session, we will have a quant marathon as well. We still have like 4 or 5 questions to go. Some of you have already started getting bored asking that when will this class end. Is the use of genetically modified organisms in agriculture a positive development? First says yes, GMOs can increase crop yields and reduce the use of pesticides. See, we should not be focusing on like you should focus on the reason. Okay, so if it increases, right, it's a positive development. Yes, it is increasing crop yield, right? So it's a positive development, right? And reduce the use of pesticides. So if you are reducing pesticides and GMOs is increasing it, so yes, it has to be a strong argument. No, GMOs may have unintended environmental consequences and pose health risk. So if there is health risk at this, so it is means that it should not be done. Again, it's a strong argument. Okay, so that means both are strong arguments. Okay, so you need to treat arguments independently. First का second से match नहीं करना है. First को individually treat करना है and not just focus on yes or no, and don't go by your own bias. Okay, so like increase crop yield, yes, it's a positive thing, right? And so it is a valid argument because it says that it increases crop yield, so definitely a good one. Okay, so both are strong. So coded blood relation. This time there were a couple of questions on blood relation. They did not have a coded one, but you can expect this as well in the exam. Either we use when like both of them cannot be true at the same time. If there was option of either, then you would choose either in this case, because both of them cannot be like these are two different advantages as well as disadvantages. So both are giving like you have this kind of thing. So then you would use either in that scenario. So which of the following is true? So we will make a tree. Q dash means that father of S. So Q is father of S. S is father of T. Right? So Q is a male, S is a male, and T is here. T percent R. Percent means sister of R. So T is a female, and this is R. R at the rate M. At the rate means wife of. So R is the wife of M. So R is married to M, and this is a female. It's a male, right? So Q is the grandmother of R. So that is wrong. Q is the grandfather. No, Q is the father. Huh? So obviously that will be wrong. M is the brother of T. M is not brother. M is brother-in-law. M is the son-in-law of S. So M is the son-in-law of S. That is true because R is the daughter of S and M is married to S. Okay. All right. Next one. Lena has a collection of 10 books. Five of the books are fiction and five are non-fiction. Three of the books are hardcover and seven are paperback. And we are given three conclusions. We need to tell that which of the following conclusions follows from it. Why not D? Achha, D was also correct. Let's see. T is a grandson of Q. So T to granddaughter hai na? That is wrong. T is a female. D is not correct. I thought कि D ने check नहीं किया. D is granddaughter. It says that T is the sister है ना? T is sister of R. So T is female. Only one was correct. Okay, let's look at this question. It says Lena has a collection of 10 books. Five of the books are fiction and five are non-fiction. Now, see, fiction and non-fiction are opposite things. I mean, they cannot be overlapping, right? If it's a fiction, then so we have 10 books, five are fiction and five are non-fiction. Then it says three of the books are hardcover, seven are paperback. Now, these are also exclusive thing, hardcover and paperback. Now we need to find the conclusions out of it. Okay, so at least two fiction books are paperback. Okay, so can we conclude the first one? It's saying that two fiction books are paperback. Suppose we say that like we have to minimize this, right? We at least means minimum. So we have to give minimum paperback. So if you give five paperback here, let us say if you put five paper, even if you put all five paperback, two paperback will come in fiction because seven paperback are there. So even if you put five paperback here, two will come here. So this is true. So minimum two has to be there. Okay. Then all hardcover books are non-fiction. It may be true, may not be true, right? It can be on either side, so not necessarily true. So definitely this is not the answer, right? And two also does not follow. We need to check the third one also. Some hard paperback books are fiction. So see, paperback books are there, right? They have to go in both directions because see, there are only five non-fiction and five fiction. So paper book books have to be both kinds. They will definitely be both types. Okay, so some paper books will be fiction for sure. Okay, so one and three will follow for it. So both will, one and three will follow. Okay, find the next term in this series. So weaker argument that depends on context. Like you need to read the whatever text is given. You need to understand that context. If it does not relate to it, okay, so that is a weak argument. If it is not supporting the thing which is given in that passage, that means it's a weak argument. Or weaken an argument means if it is going against the problem which is stated over there. So WFC, what is happening to the numbers, the letters, and the number. So there are three letters over here. Okay, and then there are number also. So number wala sort out कर लेते हैं पहले. Like number is easy to see, 7 and 16, right? So 7 plus 1 into double, that is 16. 16 plus 1 doubled is 34. Okay, 34 plus 1 70. So next will be 142 plus 1 into 2. So number will be 286. Okay, so we have eliminated two of the options. Okay, 286 over, right? Now 286 is the number. So now we will see this thing. अब आपको सारी चीजें नहीं देखनी है, ठीक है? So this is also smartness, right? So we need not check each of things separately. See, Q is first one, Z is second in both options. So we will check the third element. Okay, so just check the third element. So third element is C, then G, then K, then O, then S. So this is 3, 7, 11, 15, 19. So next will be 23, which is W. So QZW 286. Okay. All right. Let's see the next one. Okay. Binary logic, a big paragraph one. So read and then answer the question. So there are four boys. They got placed. Two got placed in Amazon and the other two in Google. And when Rajat asked him about who got placed in which company, they made a riddle for him. So there are three types: alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha are truth tellers, beta are liars, and gamma are alternators. Only one of them is alpha. Okay, so these are the statements made by them. We need to tell that who is who. Okay, so we have a video also on binary logic. Okay, on our channel. If someone does not understand this concept, can watch that. Will be uh, no, it is not the case, right? So Mark, we had answers of all options A, B, C, D. So maybe two, three consecutive answers might have been C, but that is not the case. Okay, and don't assume this in the exam also. Okay, it might be just a coincidence that two, three consecutive questions had C as the answer. We had A also as the answer, B also, D also. So it's random. It is not uh, any fixated thing that the answer has to be C. So there are uh, these people, and two of them are alpha. I mean, it is given that only one of them is alpha. So we need to find these four people, the placement of these people, which company they got into. So one basic thing that one needs to understand is a person who is an alternator. Okay, a person who is an alternator. Sorry, if a person is a liar, the person will never say I'm a liar. Okay, so is there any beta is a liar? Okay, so alpha, beta, gamma has made it difficult. So alpha is truth teller, beta is a liar, and gamma is a alternator. So if a person says that I am a liar, okay, that is not a lie. Okay, if a person is saying that I am beta, uh, is not a liar, so this will be an alternator. or in our sense, like he's an alternator, right? A person who lies does not say that I am a liar. Okay, a person will. Uh, so these are two statements. Statement one, statement two, and then we will find the company also from these statements, right? So a person says I am beta, that is a lie. So a person will never say that uh, like I am a liar. Okay, so that means if he says I am beta, that is alternator. Yeah, alternator means, and this is a false statement of an alternator. See, a truth teller will not say that I am a liar, and also. Uh, uh, a liar will not say I am a liar. Okay, so that means Nikhil is an alternator. So his first statement is false, second will be true. Pushkar is not placed in Amazon. So Pushkar is placed in Google. Okay, so Pushkar wale option आप eliminate कर सकते हो. Pushkar is placed in Google. Okay, so now if you look at this, one of them is an alpha. Now we know that Pushkar is placed in Google, and we do not know anything else, right? And Pushkar says, I am not alpha. Okay. So if Pushkar says, I am not alpha, this cannot be true, because if he is in alpha, he will say that I am in alpha. Yeah. So he is not alpha, because if he was alpha, he will not say I am not alpha. Okay. So ये alpha नहीं है. We need to find a truth teller also. So ये truth teller तो नहीं है. ठीक है. A truth teller will not say that I am gamma. So ये भी truth teller नहीं है. So there is only one truth teller, that is Mukesh. And we are given that only one truth teller is there. One of them is alpha. Okay, alpha means a truth teller. So only one truth teller will be there, that is Mukesh. Omkar cannot be truth teller because truth teller खुद को truth teller ही बोलेगा. Okay, so Mukesh is alpha, that is the truth teller. Okay, so Mukesh is alpha, both his statements will be true. So he is alpha. Nikhil is placed in Amazon. So Nikhil is in Amazon. So who are placed in Amazon? Now if you see the options, right, options make it easy. Nikhil and Mukesh. Okay, now if you want to solve it further, देखो यहाँ पे आंसर आ गया. So you should go and complete the question. Since sometimes it happens that if you solve partially, you get the answer. If you want to solve it further, let us see that who are who. So Mukesh is alpha. Okay, this is alternator, that is gamma. Okay, and then we are left with two people, right? So these two are not truth tellers. So now we will not use this information that Nikhil and Mukesh are in Amazon. Okay, we will solve it in the proper way. Omkar says I am gamma. Okay, so Omkar can be gamma. Mukesh is placed in Google. So we do not know the authenticity of any of these statements. We will not use this answer. Okay, for now we are solving it the proper way. Pushkar says I am not alpha. Okay, so definitely this statement is false. No, it can be true also. He is not alpha. So it has to be true because Pushkar says I am not alpha. Okay, and we know Pushkar is not alpha, so it has to be true. Now, so Pushkar is true. Now Pushkar's first statement is true, so definitely second has to be false because we are given that only one is truth teller. So second statement has to be false. So again, Pushkar is also an alternator. So Omkar is not placed in Google. So Omkar is not placed in Google. So Omkar will be placed in Amazon. No, sorry, Omkar will be placed in Google and this person will be in Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, Amazon, Google, Google. Then Omkar is saying that I am gamma. Gamma is an alternator. Right? If is an alternator, the second one should be true. Mukesh, see, his second statement is true. Right? Mukesh is placed in Google. So Mukesh placed in Google is uh, Mukesh. His second statement is false. First statement is saying I am gamma. Okay. So if he is a liar, he will say that I am a gamma. So could be true. And if he is an alternator, we will say, so we do not know which, whether this statement is true or false. because if he is a liar, this will be a false statement. If he is a alternative, this will be true. So we do not know this. Anyway, we need to answer that who are placed in Amazon, so which we got previously itself. Okay, can be beta or gamma also. This is gamma. We can't say. It can be beta also. It can be gamma also. We do not know. Okay, because it is not given that all have to be present. Okay, so binary logic, you will get a question. This time there were two questions in the first lot, right? And for the past 2 3 years, we have been seeing the questions, right? Oh, and apart from this, that we had uh, this thing also that like last year also, this year also, I've seen questions from it. So do prepare this topic. We have a video also on this, okay, on these uh, like binary logic. Okay, you can search for that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session. So please don't forget to like this video. And if you are new to the channel, do subscribe to the channel also. And if you are looking for Snap mocks, in case you are targeting Snap 3 also, you can definitely go ahead and check out our mocks. Okay, so this was today's session. It helped you prepare for all kinds of questions. We did good questions, mix of easy, moderate, difficult. Some were easy questions, some were challenging as well. Okay, and so we covered all the types. Basically, series-based questions, critical reasoning, binary logic. Okay, we did one more question on binary logic, I guess. Syllogism and blood relations, including that concept of first cousin, second cousin, third cousin. So if someone joined late, missed out that question, please do watch that. हमने फर्स्ट कजन सेकंड कजन वाला कॉन्सेप्ट देखा था लास्ट ईयर. इट वाज आस्क्ड इन स्लॉट 2. सो माय कॉल इज स्लॉट 2 मे बी हायर ऑन द रीजनिंग साइड. ठीक है, एंड क्वांट कैन बी ऑन द इजियर साइड. आई मीन इट कैन वेरी, right? So don't go with any bias, just try to give your best in the examination. Okay, so thank you all for attending the session. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.